here in Milan for the first session of this event that every year that we do. And this year we thought of making 2 days. So, of course, as we are in Rome, even if we should have stopped at 9, at least after hours, more or less. Okay. So, let me introduce you first, Mariano Cunietti from Irideos, and myself, I'm Davide Lamanna from Binario Etico. We are the 2 organizations that are organizing the event. And I want to say thank you to our sponsors, which you can see here, Lamanna, we have Supermicro, and D2IQ, formerly Mesosphere. And thank you to Ajit for hosting us today here, and also to give us the patronage. So I would say that we can start with a welcome. Mariano.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everybody. We are speaking in English, I think, just for the morning, and we'll switch back to Italian in the afternoon. We have some guests here, and you will meet them soon, international guests. So, for whom may not know the Openstack Foundation, it's a foundation established in 2012, and basically it's active in almost 200 countries. So, every year the Openstack Foundation supports local initiatives, national initiatives. As we are speaking now, it's the OpenInfra Days Nordics is running in Karlskrona, Sweden. The OpenInfra Days Germany have just finished a couple of days ago. Basically, the goal of the Openstack Foundation, I read it from the website, is to serve developers, users, and the entire open infrastructure ecosystem by providing a set of shared resources to build community, facilitate collaboration, and support integration of open source technology. I think this is really what they do, and it's a very big goal. Openstack community is moving to a wider idea of open infra. What does it mean, open infra? Openstack is a software to run cloud. Sorry, public cloud is my my personal interest. But open infra means Openstack is widening its borders, its boundaries to include also neighbors, which are other open source communities like the Linux Foundation and the Kubernetes community, the OCNF, etc. So what they are doing also is they are trying to focus on some very interesting projects that are not strictly related to cloud computing orchestration, which are container infrastructure. There's a project named, sorry, I'm not able to speak and switch the slide. So basically, they are trying to focus on container infrastructure. The project related to container infrastructure is called Kata Containers. Continuous integration and continuous delivery with Airship and Zool. Zool is the tool used to manage the continuous integration for OpenStack itself, and to edge computing with the Starling X project to provide the edge computing. So, as you can see from this slide, the support the Openstack Foundation gets from the enterprise, from the market is huge, not only by number, also by size of the companies listed here. The goal of all these supporters, of course, is to provide help to support building an alternative. Who this alternative is to, you can figure it out, but I think Davide here can.
Instead of figuring it out, I would just say who is this alternative? Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure. I'm not citing them because I want to point my fingers on them, not at all. I'm just saying that because I want to stress that they are not European, so they are outside the European context, and I believe that being in Europe we shouldn't rely too much on infrastructure that are outside our control, not only outside our territory. Speaking about territory is a relative concept. You speak about internet, and even if the data center is in Ireland, still it's an Amazon Web Services data center controlled by them. So I would say that even, especially for RAG, it is very important to stress that infrastructure should be under our control. We cannot afford giving our data and our technological assets, not only data, to foreign partners. And so, do we have the competencies for doing this? Well, yes and no. Today here we show you some open source tools and platforms that can, enable this control. But the question is, do we have the competencies for managing these tools? Not enough. Our country is really with a big delay with respect to what is happening in the US or in other places in the world, including China or India. We should really invest a lot in culture, in technological culture. We should invest because open source does not mean for free at all. So you need to make a big effort. You need to invest time, to invest money. And you need to go out from your comfort zone. This is a very important concept I want to stress, because everyone says that things work, I don't change. If we go on with this and we don't leave our comfort zone, we are not going to do anything about making private clouds.
Okay, so the who now is clear. Now let's speak about the how. The how is something which is very peculiar from the standpoint of open source collaborative. I think you should just mute it. Okay, thank you. The how is very important because we have to understand that collaborative communities are communities not based like companies, like vendors, on hierarchy, on power. It's based on peers exchanging information at the same level. So it's a totally different approach. And these are key values to which we that are used to work in such environments we cannot give up on. So it's something, it enters your DNA. It's a cultural shift that moves you from what you do, the work itself, to what you are, so how you participate, how you stand up for something you believe in, maybe an ideal or something more technical and more operational. So collaborative open source is a shift for IT people. I wouldn't say technician, I would say IT people, from being consumers to be citizens on these digital cities. So, being digital cities, it's a political fact, okay? And I think this is the best place to say this. So, it's not political just for us, it's becoming political finally also for the governments, the national one, European one, and so they are stressing the fact that we have to build independent and sovereign infrastructures. But we don't want to be too high level. OpenInfra is also about technology. OpenInfra is about Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a new platform, a new infrastructure paradigm that's pushing the abstraction layer one step beyond, one upper layer. Containers are invading, sorry, I'm not able to do both. So containers are invading the world. This screenshot is from a commercial ad. The elderly here may remember. It's from Sony Bravia, a commercial ad on TV. There was this color ball invading San Francisco streets. So containers are like these balls of marbles colored invading the world with application. Automation is very similar to a crossroads where you have to decide whether you are going to do it by hand again or you're going to spend time automating. But in the long term, automation may be the difference not between a technical approach or not, or between is my company going to be there or not in the future market in 2 years, because the innovation is so fast that if you don't automate, maybe you will not be able to steer fast enough. So it's not about will I save my chair and my role in the company, but will the whole company be here? Edge computing is taking the cloud paradigm from a centralized approach to a distributed approach, and it's trying to find on an application and system level a perfect match with the 5G networks and what's happening on the telco layer. So this whole scenario is like a huge operating system that is taking shape with some very particular characteristics and specification, and it's standardized. So the cloud had a role to centralize, to standardize, and now it can spread to the border and to the edge. It's automated because machines want to talk to machines, and they are much faster than any system operators in front of an interface, and it's of course distributed. So we will have application running next to things. The Internet of Things is trying to find the connecting point between things and these systems, but at some point we will have all of these in place. As a company, as Irideos, we are trying to build these tools, like we have built a tool to automate the deployment on multiple clouds using Terraform, Ansible, Kubernetes, etc., because we believe that this layer of abstraction is needed to just be able to switch to one provider and to another, and be able to choose it's substantially being free. So after a long centripetal phase, a cycle where all the application went to the cloud, now it starts the opposite, as Andrew Tannenbaum is in his famous book. Anyone know Andrew Tannenbaum's operating system design, design implementation? Okay, that book is the pillar of modern IT. This guy is not only a father, I think also a prophet of modern IT. He was the one that wrote the book where Linus Torvalds started to code Linux, and he was the mentor for Werner Vogels, the current CTO at Amazon. So the two main things happening in the IT started from him. And he said that, like Giambattista Vico said already 300 years ago, its history in the IT is going in cycles, so centripetal, mainframe, PC, cloud, and now edge. So as Mark Twain said, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. So,
yeah, I mean, this thing of centralizing and decentralizing is a constant in computer engineering, and so I really like this citation that Mariano proposed. And I like the fact that here today we are talking about infrastructure, because I think that in Italy we speak a lot about software development, and we believe maybe that software development is the only thing that matters in computers. On the contrary, software needs to work, maybe. So after development there is the production of that software, and that's why it is important to speak about infrastructure also, because today we want that software not only works fine, works fast, and is automated. And so infrastructures are distributed systems, and distributed system is a very complex system. It's actually, by definition, a complex system, meaning that the whole system, the value of the whole system is greater than the sum of the single parts that compose it. And it is not possible to know a complex system by knowing the single parts, because they are all collaborating and making something bigger. And since these components, subsystems, can self-organize themselves, sometimes this can lead to chaos. So we need a holistic approach, as they say, to know complex systems, to know distributed systems, and we need to go to the border of the chaos, the border of the chaos, meaning just a little bit before the chaos, because in that area is where evolution can be really big. And so today you will see a lot of technology, a lot of tools, a lot of software, and sometimes you can feel like being chaos, which means that we reached our goal because we want you to be confused, and don't be scared about that. We can improve a lot if we just go to the border of chaos. Okay, so
since we had a very relevant feedback, positive feedback last year from the OpenInfra Day, we decided to split the event in two. So yesterday we were in Milan, the room was packed as it's almost today, and we try to help people coming from different parts of Italy. It will be a very intense schedule, so we apologize beforehand if we'll be very strict on timings, especially on the speakers. It's just a taste. We will just suggest we will give some food for thoughts, and we will be here in the future if you have any question today or as a community, along with other 100,000 members of the OpenInfra Openstack community. Thank you very much and enjoy your journey.